fishing town in the late 18th and 19th centuries with the Industrial Revolution, the canning industries and fish processing industries. This developed greatly. And now, Tris, right over there, okay? Now, the city of Porto is known for being a city of trade, okay? It built its economic wealth due to trade, okay? And the riverfront, you will see fortresses like this one. This one we call it the fortress of São Francisco Xavier, okay? Or in other words, Castelo do Queijo, which in English is the cheese castle. What a funny name for a fortress, right? A cheese castle. Oh, these Portuguese are crazy. Why do we call it a cheese castle? Well, because apparently in the 17th century when they had this built, they built it on a stone that looked like a wedge of cheese, a cheese wedge. And so from then on, people decided to call the original families. Here on our right-hand side, a very famous viewpoint, okay? According to legend, they say that the wife of the mayor went to Nice and loved a belvedere similar to this one that exists there, and so she asked her husband, the mayor, to build something similar to that here, okay? And so this is a very important spot where people like to come and take pictures, okay? Porto has always been in the forefront of the country's economic, cultural, and political growth and development, okay? It not only gave the country its name, okay? 3rd century before Christ. So a very old town with a lot of history, a lot of stories to tell. And there we can see some of the lighthouses, and coming up on our left-hand side, we will see another fortress, also from the mid-16th century, the fortress of São João Batista, St. John the Baptist. Lines, many cars, and well, nowadays, this has all been reduced to basically 3 lines, okay, 5 cars, okay, and from at the time, in its heyday, 150 kilometers of tracks. Now we only have 9 kilometers, 9 kilometers of tracks for the duration, okay. In the northern part of Portugal, we have a lot of granite, okay, and for many centuries, this was the stone used in construction, okay. So the majority of our buildings are made of granite. This 4, okay. Remember that these bridges are important for this development of the city, okay. It connects Porto to the south margin and to the city of Vila Nova de Gaia. Now this first bridge right over here is the Arrábida Bridge. I took it this morning to get to work, and you know, every day I, like many other locals, commute to the city. I come from the south, many others come from the north into the city, well, all I know is that if I don't cross that bridge, this is the bridge that has the greatest number, the greatest flow, the greatest traffic, okay? It was designed by a Portuguese engineer, built in 1963, and at the time it was a feat. So we're actually driving up the Restauração Street. This was the street where they first laid the tram tracks, okay? The first street to have these tracks. Balconies, okay, where you can peek outside, okay, but it doesn't actually have enough room for you to put a table, or British architects designed buildings that we can see today in Porto, and we can actually feel the British influence in these buildings. For example, this one coming up on our left-hand side, this is the older section of the San Antonio Hospital in Porto, an excellent hospital. It is the best example, and was finished in 1824. So here on our left-hand side, we have the Cordoaria Gardens. Now, there were these ladies, some guests that would like to get on the shuttle. Normally, the shuttle is here by the courthouse on the right-hand side. Do you see the statue? Okay, this is normally where they get on the shuttle. To get back to the ship, okay? All right. So the Cordoaria Gardens, we call these gardens Cordoaria because it comes from the word corda, which means rope in Portuguese, okay? Because they used to make the ropes needed for the ships. They would make them here. To the right-hand side, we have the Museum of Photography, which was the former prison and courthouse, okay? Coming up again, on our right-hand side, we can see one of the most iconic buildings in the city, the Clérigos Tower, which was once considered back in 1776 the tallest building in the country. Okay. And now, my friends, do you like it? It is so beautiful. I mean, of the University of Porto. Okay. The University of Porto was founded in 1911. Okay. We call this the Square of the Lions because of that fountain on the left. The mythological creatures aren't lions, but people thought that they looked like lions, so they called this the Lion Square. To the right-hand side, we have two churches, and in between, do you see that door in between on the right? That is the smallest house in Porto, okay? In Porto and in probably all of the country, okay? So it's a small house that is in between both churches, okay? We're gonna come back here again just for you to take some photographs very quickly, because we want to have time to do everything, okay? University Hospital too, okay? And this is the oldest wing, oldest section of the hospital, okay? So many medical schools are here in this area, so many students in this area as well. The University of Porto is one of the most prestigious establishments, and
it was turning red and the police is right there.
Oh.
So I was trying to get you to the right here.
Every battle, and he was very praised by the Vatican.
And like I said, this is where we come to celebrate, and it's also where we come to protest. Whenever we have to protest about something, it is here that the people of the north, the people of Porto, or from around Porto, come, okay? Now, I forgot to mention that we're right here on our left-hand side, sorry about that, we have one of the most beautiful train stations in the world as well. The Saint Bento train station, okay? You've probably heard about it, all right? It was inaugurated in 1960, okay? Remember, Porto wanted to show that it was a very important city, and you know, it wouldn't be an important city if it didn't have a train station, okay? But it was very controversial at the time because where it stands used to stand. So coming up on your right-hand side, you will be able to see one of the oldest buildings in, one of the oldest temples in Porto, and also one of the biggest temples. It is from the 12th century, okay? We're not going to stop here, we're just going to drive, okay? Because we need to go to the Ribeira area, okay? So this is a temple from the 12th century, Romanesque, of course, but you can understand that just like us nowadays, people like to renovate according to the trend of the time. So although this is from the Romanesque period, there are other styles that prevail in the church, namely the Gothic and especially the Baroque style. Now this is the highest point of the city, and this is where the city began, okay? There were Celtic communities living up here, okay? Then of course came the Romans, all right? And then with the, you know, the fall of the Roman Empire came the Visigoths, and of course the Muslims pushed the people out of here, although they did not stay, okay? Although the Muslims did not stay. Here on the right-hand side, we have Simara Pérez, who is the first guide, who is the first, or was the first count of the Kingdom of Portugal, which later on became the kingdom, the country that is today Portugal, okay? It was in this small kingdom that afterwards grew southwards as we claimed back the lands to the, that is the Rua das Flores, the street of the flowers, one of the most beautiful streets in the city of Porto. If you ever come back here again to see, to have a better look of the city, do visit the Rua das Flores. Flores means flowers in Portuguese, and especially at night. It is so beautiful during Christmas, and at night it is a really, really beautiful street. It was the first street in Portugal and in the city to obey to rules. People to build their houses there had to follow certain rules, okay? And so now we're going to drive past another famous cafe from the beginning of the 20th century, the Brasileira. It's going to come up on our left, okay? Right here on our left, very beautiful as you can see in the inside, Brasileira. And in this street, we also on our right, there's the town hall to the right. And the Cafe Guarani here in the corner to your left. In view of one of the oldest, once again, one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city of Porto. It was where the Jewish neighborhood used to exist before it was moved up to that place that I showed you before. Do you see these buildings over here? This is the parish of Miragaia, okay? Well, we can see some of the most... Don't go to McDonald's because they make you go all the way to the top.
They're going to blow this fly off me and get the mask on.
Deixamos lá atrás.
Car company.
trying to get the wall.
You got this funicular thing going.
We are now on a boat that's going to take us under the 6 bridges. So maybe I'll get some better pictures along here. This first bridge we're going under is the one that we walked across. And then back over again this side that you're seeing.
O primeiro encontro é com a Ponte Luís I, uma das mais emblemáticas de Portugal.
Let's get things started with the Don Luis I Bridge, one of the most emblematic bridges in Porto and perhaps in all of Portugal.
Notre premier arrêt est le pont Luís I, l'un des plus emblématiques de Porto et même du Portugal tout entier.
Y la primera cita es con el puente Luis I, uno de los más emblemáticos de Oporto, e incluso de Portugal.
De construção metálica, a Ponte Luís I foi inaugurada em 1886 e é da autoria do engenheiro belga Teófilo Seyrig, aluno da escola de Gustavo Eiffel. Mas ainda hoje ganha o título da ponte com o melhorado em ferro forjado de todo o mundo.
This middle bridge was inaugurated in 1886 and is the work of the Belgian engineer Teófilo Seyrig, a student of Gustave Eiffel's school. Even today, it still holds the world record for the bridge with the largest wrought iron arch.
Ce pont métallique a été inauguré en 1886 et il est l'œuvre de l'ingénieur belge Théophile Seyrig, élève de l'école de Gustave Eiffel. Il détient encore aujourd'hui le titre du plus grand pont en fer forgé au monde.
De construcción metálica, el puente Luis I fue inaugurado en 1886.
Which is a new world record.
This is the second bridge we're coming up under.
construit en 2003 et d'une envergure de 287
Beautiful day out weather-wise, finally.
Al frente se encuentra el puente Infante Don Enrique, construido en el año 2003 y con un vano de largo de 1.285 metros, lo que constituye un nuevo récord mundial.
See right in front of it. Yeah, this is where the front of the boat.
A ponte Dona Enriqueta, que foi projetada por Gustavo Eiffel, tal como a Torre Eiffel em Paris.
In front of us is the Maria Pia Bridge, which was designed by Gustave Eiffel, just like the Eiffel Tower.
En face, on aperçoit le pont Maria Pia, conçu par Gustave Eiffel à l'image de la Tour Eiffel de Paris.
Al frente el puente Dona María Pia, que fue diseñado por Gustavo
See a bridge going along up under a bridge. Gee, a train. Coming up over here is the third bridge.
The oldest of the six
Now, all these bridges are going over the Douro River.
considered to be a national monument. It was inaugurated as a railway bridge in 1877 and was actively in use up until 1991.
C'est le plus vieux des six ponts de Porto.
Scenery just along the side, too.
Il a été inauguré en 1897 pour le transport ferroviaire et il n'est plus utilisé depuis 1991.
El puente más antiguo de los 6 puentes de Oporto, el Dona María, ahora considerado monumento nacional, fue inaugurado en 1877 para transporte
They consider
ferroviario.
that to be the third bridge, also the third bridge, or that's a fourth one being there. Look different. Let's see what she said.
Nossa, temos o ponto de São João. Este ponto ferroviário vai substituir a ponte Dona Maria. Foi inaugurada no dia de São João, o santo popular da cidade, no dia 24 de junho de 1951. Ahead of us now is the São João or St. John Bridge, a railway bridge which replaced the Maria Pia
It's a railway bridge, so that's the St. John Bridge that we saw the train on.
1991. St. John is the patron saint of Porto.
En fait, c'est tout le pont de São João. Ce pont ferroviaire est venu remplacer le pont Maria Pia.
Il a été inauguré le jour de la Saint-Jean, Saint-Jean en portugais, le saint patron de la ville, le 27 juin 1991. Al tiempo tenemos el puente de São João. Este puente ferroviario vino a sustituir al puente de Dona María. Fue inaugurado en el día de San Juan, São João en portugués, el patrono de la ciudad, en el día 24 de junio de 1991. Desde que avistamos a Ponte do Freixo, que na realidade são dois tabuleiros construídos lado a lado, afastados apenas 10 centímetros entre si. Nascida em 1995, para dar resposta ao aumento do tráfego rodoviário, a Ponte do Freixo serve a zona mais periférica da cidade.
From here we can see the Freixo Bridge, which is actually two bridges built side by side with only 10 centimeters between them. It was built in 1995 in response to the increase in road traffic, and it serves the outer neighborhoods of the city.
Maintenant, nous voici au pont du Freixo, constitué en fait de deux ponts côte à côte, espacés de seulement 10 cm l'un de l'autre. Construit en 1995 pour répondre à l'augmentation du trafic routier, le pont du Freixo dessert la zone périphérique de la ville. Y en este punto divisamos el puente de Porto, que en realidad son dos tableros construidos lado a lado, alejados solamente 10 centímetros entre sí. Construido en 1995 para dar respuesta al aumento del tráfico de carretera, el puente de Porto presta servicio a la zona más periférica de la ciudad.
Coming upon a partnership. Now, a lot of these riverboat cruise companies do cruises along the Douro River. It goes into a lot of different Spanish towns. See a couple of tunnels up there on the hill. It's crazy. Direction of Spain. That's why I'm not talking about the bridges as much. view of that church.
devido à forma única como foi construída a sua igreja e o seu claustro, ambos iguais.
Its construction was completed in the 16th century. Especially because it is simply a construction of both the church and its cloister. Now, if you look to your right, you can simply enjoy the beauty of the area known as the Rebeda, which along with the historic centre of the city was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in
We are looking to the
1996.
right, just as she said.
Maintenant, à droite, admirez la beauté singulière du
That's where we
quartier
boarded the
d'Ibervignac en
ship
bord
on.
de fleuve. Ce quartier du centre historique de Porto est inscrit au patrimoine mondial de l'UNESCO depuis 1996.
Ahora a la derecha, tan solo observe la belleza de la zona ribereña, que integrada en el centro histórico de Oporto, es Patrimonio Mundial de la Humanidad por la
Jeremy, if you're
UNESCO
watching
desde
this video,
1996.
there's your dad and there's Bob. The two Bobbsey twins. And there goes Lark. So we're going to head down the other direction and see another bridge way down there. You see it just far down. Over on this left side, you see a couple of riverboat cruises. They're big small. There's also gondola, tram going
Ainda do lado direito, a Igreja de Macerelos destaca-se pelo seu painel de azulejos, onde figura o elefante de Henrique, grande impulsionador dos descobrimentos, e São Telmo, o padroeiro dos navegantes.
Over on the right, we can also see the Masarelos Church. Its azulejos, or blue tile panels, stand out. They feature Prince Henry the Navigator, the protagonist of the Age of Discovery, and Saint Telmo, who is the patron saint of navigators.
something like there, a rabbit bridge coming up ahead. I think what number it was. I think it might be number 5. See a lot of pretty much abandoned. head back to where we came from. So this is the last bridge. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I'm trying to talk louder anyway.
Une autre vue typique de Porto à votre gauche, en haut de la colline, les jardins du Palais de Cristal.
Otra de las estampas de Oporto está a la izquierda, en lo alto de la colina, los jardines del Palacio de Cristal.
O palácio original foi construído no início do século XIX para receber a exposição mundial.
There's a pretty church. Of course, they start throwing rocks in the back of this truck here, right? They start going, just ignore it. Another dirty building with tile on it.